Hi everyone, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. And in this video, I will talk about how to find the log and anti-log values from their respective tables. So see, the point is the log and anti-log values or the functions are very important, and it has many applications in different your fields like statistics, mathematics, and your other fields also. And logarithm and anti-logarithm functions, they are very useful and very important. So how to find their values from their respective tables, right? So first of all, I will explain you what is log and what is anti-log functions. I will describe you in a very short, in a very brief. So see, the point is our exponential function is like this. Let's say a raised to the power x is equal to b, right? Let me take a numerical example. So 2 raised to the power 2 is always equal to 4, right? So here your 2 is your, basically this a is your base, b is your number, and x you can say your index value, because it is in the power, so we are calling it an index. So if you convert it into log, so when we convert it into log function, so it looks like, so this b, this number comes with the log. So log of b, and this a is your base. So this a is the base and it is written in the subscript of log. So log of b with base a is equal to x, which is your indices. So if I show it with your different colors, so x comes on the right side and your b, which is your number, that goes on the left side. And since a is your base, so b is in the base, comes with the log base, right? So this is the way we convert our exponential function into logarithm function. So your number, which is b, it goes with the log, and your index, which is your x, which that is equal to your log function. That is your basically your value of log function, and a is your base. So base changes, base you can change according to your convenience, but every time when you change base, so your value also, log value also changes. Okay, so it is this transformation from exponential to logarithm is clear. I hope that is clear. So now, so basically this is my structure of logarithm function. This is my basically my structure of logarithm function. So now, as we have seen that this a is my base. So usually when a is equal to 10, we call it common logarithm, or we call it common base. So a is my, usually my 10 is my common base, and when we say my base is e, exponential, that is my natural base. So whenever we talk about logarithm and anti-logarithm tables, so in those cases my base is equal to 10. So those log values are for base equal to 10, right? So in the future, whenever I write log, and I will not write base, because now we will assume that since we are talking about log and anti-log tables, so I will skip the base, which we know that it is equal to 10, right? So this is basically a structure of logarithm function. And now if I convert it into anti-logarithm function, so converting into anti-logarithm function. So see, how can you convert it into anti-logarithm function? You can just put anti-log on both the sides. So anti-log of log AB is equal to anti-log of x, right? So now you can see, since I am talking about anti-log, let me write anti-log on both sides. So anti-log and log, so it will be, your left side will be equal to b. So b is equal to anti-log of x. So anti-log of x is equal to b. So this is these are my two structure of logarithm and my anti-logarithm. So this is very important to remember, that logarithm is always written in this form, and this b I always call it number, right? Because we need to find the log value of this b, which is my number. And in the further video also I will be talking, whenever I say b, whenever I said number, so number implies this b value. And I will not talk about furthermore talk about base, because we are talking about tables, and tables we know that we have already talked that the base in the tables is equal to 10. So now, since we are talking about tables, so we can simply say that log of b is equal to x, and anti-log of x is equal to b. So these two things you need to remember for finding the log and anti-log values from table. Otherwise, if you need to solve the log function and anti-log functions, then you need to focus on the base also, because as I told you that with the changing of base, your log value also changes. Is this clear? So this is the basics of my log and anti-log. And now we'll start with the logarithm functions or logarithm values. So first of all, I will tell you the basics of log. So this is basically my number line. So on the number line, the left side is negative infinity and the right side is your positive infinity. And in the center, I put 0. So the key point to remember is that log is never defined for a negative number. I just told you that whenever I say number, it implies b, not x. So whenever I say number, it means b. So here you can see that what I write is log of b. So whenever I talk about number, so b is your number. So what I am here is that log is not defined for any negative number. So in this zone, particularly from 0 to negative infinity, your log is not defined. Log is not defined. This is the easiest way to remember that. If suppose I ask you to find out, or someone asks you to find the value of log for negative 200, let's say. Right? So if you remember that log is not defined for a negative number, so immediately you can say that log is not defined, right? Now for the positive side, from 0 to infinity, so what will be the log values? So here we also again have a one, you can say a barrier, or you can say a one center point. So that is equal to your 1. So we know that log 1 is always equal to 0. Your log 1 value is always equal to 0. Whenever your number is equal to 1, your log is equal to 0. Your log value is equal to 0. Why? You can just quickly see that. Suppose initially I say that ax is equal to b. So if you know that a raised to the power 0 is equal to 1, right? We know that whenever any values raised to the power 0 is always equal to 1. So similarly, if I convert it into log, so what would be equal to, this would be equal to log a1 is equal to 0. So now you can see here, as I told you that the base is equal to 10. So log 1 is equal to 0. So this point is clear, that the value of log 1 is always equal to 0. And that is why it is my center point, because all the values greater than 1, all the numbers greater than 1, log is positive, or log value is positive. But for values, for numbers between 0 and 1, your log value is negative. This is very important, and it will help you to find the values of log, because if you can just remember that for all numbers greater than 1, your log is positive, but all numbers less than 1 but greater than 0, your log value is negative. That will help you to find the log values, right? So that is why I am first initially talking about this number line, and that always help you to remember things. That for less than 0 it is not defined. For between 0 and 1, the numbers between 0 and 1, your log is negative, and for numbers greater than 1, your log is positive. For log 1, the value is equal to 0, and for log 0, when your number is equal to 0, so your log value is negative infinity, right? So these are a couple of things which you need to remember. These are just basic things. So if you remember these points, that will help you to find the log values. Okay. So I'm just revising one more time. I'm again repeating one more time that for all numbers greater than 1, your log is positive. For all numbers between 0 and 1, your log is negative. Log 1 is equal to 0 and log 0 is equal to negative infinity. And for numbers less than 0, it means negative, your log is not defined. Clear? So these basics are clear? Okay. Now we'll start how to find the log values from table. So first thing is that we have two parts. My log value has always two parts. Log value always has two parts. What are those two parts? First is my characteristic. We call it characteristic. And the second is we call mantissa. Right? So first part is called characteristic and the second part is called mantissa. And characteristic is we usually find by inspecting, by inspection, obtained by inspection. So what kind of inspection we need to do, that I'll discuss later. But right now you just need to remember that characteristic is determined by only observation, or you can say inspection, and mantissa is obtained from log table. Right? Clear? So let me also write it here, that characteristic we usually find from observation. Observation, and mantissa we usually find from log table. Okay, so the characteristic part we need to look at the number and then we can find the characteristic part. But for mantissa we need to look at the log tables. Clear? These two things are clear. So whenever you need to find the log value of any number, so you need to first determine two things. First is characteristic and second is mantissa. For characteristic you just need to observe the number, and from observation you will find the characteristic value, and the mantissa you will usually find from the log tables. Okay, so first we'll talk about characteristic. So see, the characteristic is basically if your number is greater than 1, it means, as I told you, that if your number is greater than 1 or is less than 1 but greater than 0, because for less than 0 it is not defined. So for number greater than 1, so in those cases my characteristic is 1 less than the number of digits, is less than the number of digits to the left of the decimal point in the given number. Okay, so the point I am again repeating. So what we are saying is, if your number is greater than 1, then your characteristic is always 1 less than the number of digits to the left of the decimal point in the given number. Okay, let us talk about with an example. So what I am saying is 1 less than the number, 1 less than the digits to the left of the decimal point. So let's say I have taken some example here. So your number is 1, 2, 3. If your B is 1, 2, 3, so how many, let's say I'll put a decimal here and 0 after that. So what my criteria is, the number of digits before decimal point to the left of the decimal point. So how many digits you have? 3 digits. So we have 3 digits to left of decimal point. Right? So the criteria is that we always take one number less than the number of digits. So here we have 3 digits. So one number less than the number of digits. I am again writing one number or one number less than the number of digits. Right? So we have 3 digits. So in that way 3 minus 1, it means 2. So for 1, 2, 3, whenever my number is 1, 2, 3, so it means the characteristic will be 2. Right? For another example, let's say 1, 2. So we have only 1, 2 point, let's say 0. So you have only 2 digits to the left of the decimal. So you will take 1 as your characteristic. Right? So if you take example of 1.0, so 1.0 means that only 1 digit is to the left of the decimal. So you will take 0 as your characteristic. Clear? So in the other way, if I tell you in the other way, so it will be easy for you to remember that. Let's say I'll again draw a number line. So if a number is between 0 and 9, so only single digit, only 1 digit. So your characteristic will be, I will be talking about characteristics. So characteristic will be 0. But when you talk about, when your number is from 0 to 99, so now we are talking about 2 digits. So here it is my 1 digit. So here in case of 1 digit, we are putting 0 as characteristic. In case of 2 digits, we are putting 1 as characteristic. In case of 3 digits, we are putting, or we are taking 2 as characteristic. In case of 4 digits, so from 1000 to triple, 4 times 9. So since this is my 4 digit number, all the numbers in between this zone, those will be 4 digits. So I will take 3 as characteristic. And if you talk about 5 digit number, from 10,000 to 5 times 9. So all numbers will be 5 digit numbers. So here your characteristic will be 4. So this is the way, or this is the way to remember that if your characteristic is say 1 digit, so you will take 0 as your characteristic. If your number is say your 2 digit, so you will take 1 as your characteristic. If number is 3 digit, then 2 will be your characteristic. 4 digit, 3 characteristic. 5 digit, 4 characteristic. So one number less than the number of digits to the left of decimal. So this is the basically meaning of the criteria. Is this clear? Okay. So now we again come back to here. So this is the criteria for number greater than 1. But what about numbers less than 1? So in case of number less than 1, because we have seen that the log will be defined between from 0 to 1 also. And but the point is the numbers between 0 and 1, those will be in decimal only. Because those will be in 0.11, 0.0011, 0.011, 0.000001. So all the numbers between 0 and 1, those will be in decimal only. So how we will find the, or we will observe the characteristic? What will be the criteria? So for number less than 1, so it is negative. First of all, we know that the log, the value will be negative. We know that, and that is why my characteristic will also be negative. That you have to remember, because we know that log value will be negative between 0 and 1, and that is why my characteristic will also be negative, right? So this is first thing. And the second thing is it is 1 more than the number of zeros to the right of decimal point in the given number. So the point is, let me take an example and that will help you to understand this point. So what I am saying is, as you know that in this case 0.1 is always greater than 0.01, because my 0.1 is always greater than 0.1. That is my first thing. And my second thing is that -1 is always greater than -2, right? So these two things are clear to you. So now the logic is that whenever a number is between 0 and 1, so what we are going to do, we need to look at the number of zeros after the decimal point. In the first case, we look at the number of digits to the left of the decimal point, but here we are looking at the number of digits, number of zeros after decimal point. The reason is because to the left of decimal we will only have 0, so we need to look at the number of zeros to the right of decimal, right? And then now the point is you will add one number to the number of zeros. So I am writing here, add 1 in number of zeros to the right of decimal. Right, so this thing is clear. So you will add one number in the number of zeros to the right of decimal. Okay, so now you can see here in the first case, in the 0.1, after decimal we don't have any 0, so we have number of zeros is equal, the number of zeros is equal to 0, so we need to add 1 in this case, so that is why it is equal to -1. Is this clear? And the other example is, let's say 0.01. So after decimal we have 1 0, but and we need to add 1 also, so that is equal to -2. Is these two things are clear to you? Let us see these examples which I have written here. So first example is 0.123. So after decimal you don't have any 0, so that is why it is equal to -1. Because we don't have any 0 after decimal, so number of 0 is equal to 0, and we need to add 1, so 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, and we need to put also a negative sign before that, so that is why the characteristic is equal to -1. If you look at the second example, so 0.0123, so after decimal we have 1 0 and we need to add 1 also, so it is equal to 2, and since we need to put a negative, so it is equal to -2. And in the third example, 0.00123, so since after decimal we have 2 zeros, so number of zeros is equal to 2, and we need to add 1, so it is equal to 3, and it is, the characteristic is equal to -3. So in this way, with observation, with inspection, we look at the number and then we find the characteristic. In both the cases, I am repeating again, if your number is greater than 1, then we look at the number of digits to the left of your decimal. Okay, the example, the kind of way I described in the number line. So if your number is 1 digit, so the characteristic will be 0. If 2 digit, characteristic will be 1. 3 digits, characteristic will be 2. Right? Because your number, the number of digits to the left is equal to 3. So 3 minus 1, it means 2. Similarly, on the other hand, your in case if your number is between 0 and 1, so always your number will be 0 point something. So since we're left of decimal, we always have a 0. So in this case, we look at the decimal, we look at the number of zeros to the right of decimal, right? And we add one number in the number of zeros. So in the first case, if your number of zeros is 0, so your characteristic will be -1. If your number of zeros is equal to 1 after decimal, so it will be -2. If your number of zeros is 2 after decimal, so your characteristic will be -3. Clear? So characteristic part is clear? Okay. So now we come to the Mantissa part. So Mantissa, as I told you that we always look for Mantissa value, we look at the log tables. So here I have written some examples. Before that, I have written the steps also for finding log value. Let us quickly look at this. So first, what you need to do, write the characteristic value after inspecting the number. So since the characteristic part, you need to inspect the number, you need to observe the number, and then similar in that way, by observing only, you can find the characteristic number. So first step, you write the characteristic number. Then you check the log table for Mantissa value. Right, as I told you that Mantissa is we always found from the we always find it from the log tables. And then the third part is add characteristics and Mantissa value for final log value. You just need to add characteristic and Mantissa, and that will give you the final value of log number, right? So here I have given some examples. Let us look at every example one by one. So first thing is my number is 1, 2, 3, 4. It means log of 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can see here, it is a 4-digit number. So a characteristic will be 3. So I have written here characteristic 3. Now we now we need to find the Mantissa. For that we need to look at our log table. So my number is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just need to remember this number, and then you can see here I have put my log tables also here. Right? So this is basically my log tables, and everywhere you will find these log tables at the top they have written logarithm. These log tables, I have provided the link in the description of this video. You can download it from there, right? So my number is 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So how to look at the log tables? It is very simple and it is very easy process. So you just need to start from this first column. Okay, so first column, in the first column you will always find first 2 digits. So your first 2 digits is 1, 2. So you will see 1, 2. So this is basically your 1, 2, right? And then for the third digit number, we will look at this first row, right? So this first row. So we know that now this 1, 2. Let me highlight this one. So this 1, 2, I am highlighting here. That will help you easy to find or locate. So this is basically your 1, 2 row, you can say. And how did we find? We look at the first column, and from there we locate our first two digits, right? Then we go to the third digit, which is my 3. So for 3 we always look at the first row. So first row 3 is here. So your value is basically, this is your value. It is 0899, right? You can download these are in the PDF file. You can download it from there, from the description part, from the link, and then you can look it in the PDF file also. Then see, this is my the value of 1, 2, 3. But I also have a value 4 also. So we always have this mean difference, which is basically my values of 4th digit. 4th, I am writing 4th digit, right? So 4th digit, it can be anything. It will be between 1 to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If your 4th digit is 0, then its value is nothing. Its value is 0 only. Okay. So for the first 3 digits, the value is 0899. And now we look at the 4, which is my 4th digit. So for 4th digit, I will look at this row and then this 4 value. So this column. So this is basically your 1, 4, right? So we will add 1, 4, but how we will add? We will add 1, 4 in the last 2 digits only. In the last 2 digits of the value we found by using this 1, 2 and 3, right? So you will add the mean difference only here, not here. So it is equal to, so it is equal to 0913. Always remember that you need to add this mean difference only at the end, at the last 2 digits only. You cannot do like this. It is completely wrong, because this is your mean difference. This is not the actual value. This is the mean difference. So it is only added at the end. Is this clear? So how you need to add the mean difference value? So this is the process. This is basically your value of Mantisa. So now in this case my value of Mantisa is 0913. Clear? So we now go back to our example. So here you can see here I have written everything in detail that your Mantisa value is basically 0.0899 plus 14, because always your Mantisa value will be in a decimal, so you can simply put in the decimal form also, right? And it is equals to 0.0913, right? So now as I told you earlier that you need to add your characteristic plus Mantisa value. So since my characteristic is 3 and I will add the Mantisa value in 3, so it is equals to 3.0913. This is your log value of 1234. Okay, so first thing is you need to find the characteristic, and that you do by observing the number. So in this case my number is 4 digits, so my characteristic is 3. Then the second thing is you need to find the Mantisa value from the log table. So we check 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 2 digit we look at the first column, the initial column, and then for the third digit we look at the first row. The corresponding number that will give us the value for the first 3 digit, and for the fourth digit we look at the mean difference, and mean difference is always added in the last 2 digit of this first value. Is this clear? So this thing, and after that you need to add your characteristic and Mantisa, and that will give you the final log value, right? So this is basically my process for finding the log values from table. I'll do some more questions, more examples. Let us say my number is 123. So here my number is only in 3 digits. So in 3 digits my characteristic will be 2. Always your first step is to write the characteristic. So characteristic in this case my 2. Now we look at the for Mantisa we need to look at the log table. So my number is 123, only 123. So as you remember that 123 means that 1 2 your first column, so 1 2, and 3 is your first from the first row. So your corresponding value is 0899, right? Because we are only talking about 1 2 3, and after that you can put a 0, so it does not matter, right? So ultimately the point is we are not putting 0, because if you put 0, so ultimately it will be your 4-digit number. If you put 0, so it will be a 4-digit number. That is why I am not putting 0 here. I am simply saying that it is only a 3-digit number. So we do not need to look at the mean difference here, right? So only your Mantisa is 0899. Clear? Because we don't have any 4 digits, so we will not go to the mean difference. In case if you have 5 digits also, in those cases also you will ignore the 5th digit. We will only look at the first 4 digits. First 2 digits for the first column, the third digit for the in the third your first row, and the 4th digit from your mean difference. If you have more digits more than 4, then we will ignore those digits. Clear? So here my Mantisa is 0.0899. So we again go back to our example table, and you can see here I have written clearly that your Mantisa is 0.0899 plus 0, because here my mean difference is we don't have any digit for mean difference, so we put a 0 and it is 0.0899, and then I added the characteristic and the Mantisa part. So 2 plus 0.0899, so that is equals to 2.0899. This is basically your log of 1, 2 and 3. Clear? Now my next example is 1 2. Only I am taking 1 2. So how many digits we have? 2 digits before decimal, or you can say the left of the decimal. So my characteristic will be 1, because in the cases where we have only 2 digits, so that in that cases my characteristic will be 1 only. So now we look at the Mantisa part. So now you can see here my number is only 1 2. So I even don't have the third digit and also the 4th digit. So in this case we always take the third digit as equal to 0, because we need to find the values for here. So in this case your basically the Mantisa will be 0792. 0792, because we only have 2 digits, the first 2 digits, and the third digit which we usually look at this first row, which is we don't have any third digit. So that for that matter we always look at this first column where we have a 0 value in the third place. So your basically Mantisa is 0792. Is this clear? So in those cases when we don't have mean difference, or you can say the 4 digit, so we will ignore mean difference. When we don't have third digit, so we always take it the column, the first column where my third digit is equal to 0. Okay, so you can see here my corresponding Mantissa is 0.0792, and ultimately the other parts, the mean difference is 0, so it is 0.0792, and then we add it into characteristic, and this is basically my log value of 1, 2. So always your log value is equal to 1.0792. Yeah. Now I'll talk about the numbers less than 1 but greater than 0, because numbers less than 0 log is not defined. So let us first, I take the example of 0.12. So here my criteria for characteristic is that we need to look at the number of zeros after decimal. So in the first example we don't have any 0 after decimal, so in this case my characteristic will be -1. My characteristic will be -1, and also you can make a note of it that in these cases whenever we write a negative value, we either write it as -1, or we can also write it as 1 bar, right? So these both things represents your negative values. -1 that definitely represents your negative value, or you can represent a number with a bar, right? So that also represents your negative values. Negative numbers we represent it by number, and we always put a bar on the number. Clear? So this is basically your process of writing the negative part, right? So in the first case, like in this example, we are talking about 0.12. So 0.12, since there is no 0 after decimal, so 0, number of 0, which is 0 plus 1. So that is why characteristic is -1. Now we again look at your Mantissa part. So here you will look at the numbers only. You will not look at 0.12. You will only look at 1, 2. Is this clear? This is very important point you need to make, that in these cases whenever your number is less than 1 but greater than 0, so in those cases you will only look at the number, which is 1, 2, or you can say in the third example I have written 0.012. So in this case also you will only look the Mantissa value for 1, 2 only. You will not look at for 0.12, or in the last case 0.0012. So you will only again look at the Mantissa value for 1, 2 only, not for 0012. You will only look at the numbers in the normal form, not in the decimal form. Clear? So again, as we already seen that the Mantissa value for 1, 2 value is your 0.0792. So I have directly put it here because the number is ultimately same. Clear? So now we need to add the characteristic and your Mantissa value. But here the key point is that your characteristic is a negative. So how we can write it? So there are two ways to write. The first way is that we put -1 plus your Mantissa value and then we subtract it. So your ultimate log value is -0.9208. Clear? Because your Mantissa value is in positive and your characteristic is in negative. So always your log value will always be less than characteristic value. Okay? So this is one way to write the log value. Or the other way to write is, as I told you, that you can put a bar on the number. So what I can do, I can put a bar. I can say 1 bar 0.0792. So simply I added the Mantissa in the 1 bar. So when you write 1 bar, so you do not need to subtract the value. You can simply write it as 1 bar 0.0792. So it means we have simply added the Mantissa value in the 1 bar, or you can say the number bar. Clear? So always your number, the negative numbers can be represented as, I am writing it again, -1 plus 0.0792. So in the first case you can subtract it. So when you subtract it, so it will give you -0.9208. Or in the other case you can write it as 1 bar plus 0.0792, which is equals to 1 bar 0.0792. Clear? Now we look at the last second example, which is 0.012. So all the point is, the key point is that you need to look at, for the characteristic, you need to look at the number of zeros. So in this case the number of zeros after decimal is 1. So you need to add 1 in the number of zeros. So it means your characteristic is -0. Your characteristic is -0, right? And now we know the characteristic, and still your mantissa will be same, because ultimately my number is 1 2 only. You do not need to look at 0 1 2 or 0.012, because we for mantissa we always look at the only the number part. So after completing these examples, I will show you the logarithm tables in detail. Okay, so you can see here that still my number is 1 2, so my mantissa value is same. So either you can write it -2 plus 0.0792, which is equal to -1.9208, or you can write 2 bar 0.0792. Clear? Now your third example, your last example is that your number is 0.0012. So we have two zeros after decimal. So my characteristic will be -3. Clear? And now since again my number is 1 2 only, so my mantissa value will be same. And you can write it as -3 plus 0.0792, which is equal to -2.9208, or you can write it as 3 bar 0.0792. Is this clear? So this is the way you need to find the log values. Okay. So now I'll quickly look at I will show you the logarithm tables. So although I have shown you how to find the log values, but I just need to discuss a couple of points with you. So here you can see that as I told you that you always look at the first two digits in the first column. The third digit we always look at the top row, and the fourth digit we always look in the mean difference. Okay, and the mean difference value is always added in the last two digits. Okay, as I added here. So here the 14 is my mean difference, and I added in on the last two digits only, because this is basically my after decimal part. Okay, clear? So now you can see here why I am telling you that we only need to look at the numbers, because if you look at this table, because the first two digits are in the first column, so and you look at these first the values in the first column, 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20, so all are in normal numbers, not in decimal numbers. So that is why we always need to look at the number part only. We always ignore for mantissa, we always ignore the decimal part or the zeros part before number, right? So we always look at the number part. Even if your number is, let's say, 0.00123, so we always look for 123 mantissa, because the point is these two zeros after decimal, they have already been incorporated by the characteristic part. So we always need to look at this numbers only, and this because these values these digits are after decimal, so that is why we are already put a negative sign before in the characteristic part. Okay, so that is why we always need to look at the numbers part only. And if you look at the initial digits also, this first column, so all are in only numbers, 26 27 28 29 30, and then you look at this end of the first page, 51 52 53 54. So till 54 the values are in the first page, and if you look at the second page, this is basically your second page. So you can see here 55 56 57 58 59 60, right? And in the second page, if you look at the end, so in the end they are giving you 96 97 98 99, because after 99 it will be equal to 100. So 100 you can start from the top, because the starting point was 10 only. So they have given you the values, the initial first two digits from 10 to 99, right? So after 99 again your 100 will be there, and you can start it from here only. Clear? So this is basically the description of first two digits. The third digit we always look at the top row, or the same thing they have also given in the bottom row also. Okay, and this is basically your mean difference part, basically your fourth digit. And after fourth digit you have to ignore the numbers. We only find the values for the first four digits only. The mantissa part we can only find for the first four digits, because after fourth digit we always need to ignore, because this gives me a four digit number after decimal. So usually we square off the numbers after four digits, after four digits after decimal. Is this clear? So this is basically my part of logarithm. So how to find the values of log? By looking at the log table. Clear? So first you need to look at the characteristic, you need to look at the number, observe the number, write your characteristic part, whether it is positive or negative, depending upon number is greater than 1 or less than 1, and then you will look at the log table, where you will only look at the number part, the exact number part, and then you will find the mantissa value, and then you will add mantissa into characteristic, and that will give you your final log value. Clear? So now we'll talk about anti-log. So as I initially told you that what is anti-log? Anti-log is basically your, let's say log b is equal to x. So b is equal to anti-log of x. So now what we are doing is, we are using this log value and we are taking it as a number. Now my final value is my number in case of anti-log, right? So here x is basically my final value. Let me write it here for you. So x is, in this case, x is my final value, but in anti-log, x is my number. Clear? And in this case, b is my number, but here it is my final value of log, or you can say final value of anti-log. Clear? So now we immediately look at the examples how we can find the anti-log values from tables. So we also have anti-log tables which are different from my log tables, right? And you can see here I have put it here also, and in the top at the top of the tables you will see anti-logarithms. So these tables are basically for your anti-logarithms, for finding the values of anti-logarithms. Okay, so now first we look at the steps, how we can find the anti-log values. So again the steps are very simple. Write the mantissa value from the log value. So we always have the log values, which we now considering as number. Okay, so this is basically your, now your b part, now your x part. Okay, now it has become, in case of anti-log, it has become my b, right? So first of all we need to write the mantissa value from the log values. We need to identify the mantissa value. What is the mantissa value? Okay, if the value is negative, so here in case of anti-log we don't have any characteristic, right? So here we need to find the mantissa value from the log values. Whatever value we have given, whatever number we have given, from there we usually find the mantissa value. Clear? If you just look at the previous example in the logarithm values, so you can see here after the decimal point, the value is basically your mantissa value, right? So if your log value is positive, so after the decimal point, whatever value you have, that is basically your mantissa value. So if you just compare here that in this first case your log after decimal is 0.913, which is similar to your mantissa value. In the second example it is 2.0899, so your mantissa is 0.0899, right? In the third example 0.792, that is basically your part of your mantissa. Clear? So the same thing I have written here. If you look at this table, so my first value is first example is 3.0913. So since it is positive, so after decimal, whatever number we have, that is basically your mantissa value. So you can always write the mantissa value, which is 0.0913. In the second example, it is 0.0899. Right? I am repeating again, if your log value is positive, so the value after decimal is your mantissa value. Right? In the third example, it is 0.079. Clear? But now the difficulty arises when we have a negative log value. What I am saying, when we have a negative log value. So let us say my log value is negative 0.9208. Negative 0.9208. So first thing is, when you see a negative sign in the log value, so immediately it should come in your mind that your original x value or your original number is less than 1. Clear? So how can you find the mantissa value? If you look at the previous examples where we found the logarithm values, so here your mantissa is 0.0792 and your characteristic is negative 1. So when you subtract the negative 0.0792 from 1, so you get negative 0.9208. So if you see negative 0.9208, so first you need to subtract it from 1. So here you can see here what I have written. So let's say your log value is negative 0.9208. Since it is negative, so we know that it is less than 1. or we have subtracted -1. Since it is 0.92 only, so before decimal your value is, your digit is 0 only. So what we are going to do, how we will write is -1 plus 1 minus 0.9208. Is this clear? So what we are doing is we are trying to find the Mantissa value only. We know that we have subtracted a value from -1, which gives me this value. So we need to find that value which we have subtracted from -1. Is this clear? So you can see here that I have subtracted this value from here. So that will give me 0.0792. Okay, so every time we always need to find that particular value which gives me this particular value, or subtracting from 1, that will give me this value. So I have subtracted this value from -1. Is this clear? So how I am getting this thing? So now you can see here, this is basically your Mantissa value. Okay, so whenever your log value is negative 0.9208, so immediately you should subtract the after decimal value from 1. Okay, and then you will get the Mantissa value. Now if you look at the last second example, which is my negative 1.9208. So now again we know that it is in the negative, so negative 1.9208. So now we can understood, because now we have seen the log values, how to find the log values, we have seen those things. So here we can see that since my log value is negative 1.9208, so we know that my characteristic is -2. We know that we can understand this thing when that my characteristic is -2. And now how to find the Mantissa value? So it is very simple. What you can do is you can subtract this particular value, negative 1.9208, from 2. So it will give you basically 0.0792. So it is the simplest form to find the Mantissa values. Are you getting these points? That how to find the Mantissa value in case of negative your log values. Correct? Clear? So let us look at the third example, which shows, or where we have the log value is negative 2.9208. Right? So again we can understood that my characteristic is 3, -3. Right? So what we can do in order to find the Mantissa value, we can subtract this value from 3. So that will give me my 0.0792. See, the point is the Mantissa value same here, because I have taken the log values for the same my number. That is why here my Mantissa value is same. But when you do some random examples, when you do some random values, when you find anti-log for random log values, then your Mantissa will be different. But ultimately the process will be same. That you need to look at the number before decimal, and accordingly you can find the Mantissa value. So here, since my number before decimal is -2, so we know that we are getting -2, so we have subtracted some Mantissa from 3 only, -3 only, or we have added some Mantissa in -3. That is why we have -2.9. So that is why we have subtracted my complete digit from my 3. Is this clear? So this is the way to find Mantissa in case of negative log values. In case of positive log values, whatever number after my decimal, that shows my Mantissa value. Clear? Okay. So now we come to the second thing. So first step is that first you need to find the Mantissa value. So once you get the Mantissa value, so this particular column shows my Mantissa values for all my log values, right? Then we'll check the anti-log table for the number. So what we need to check from the anti-log, we need to check the Mantissa value. So in the previous case we checked the number, but here we will check the Mantissa, and then we find the number by looking at the anti-log table. Okay, since log and anti-log both are reciprocal of each other, so the same behavior also we can see in the tables also. Then in the log table we use the number and then we found the Mantissa, but in the anti-log table we use Mantissa and we find the number. Clear? So you can see here in the first example, in the first case, my Mantissa is basically 0.0913. 0.0913. Okay. So now we look at the anti-log tables, and then first you visualize the anti-log table. So if you look at the anti-log table, so here you will find in the first column, you will find all values with the decimal. So in that shows basically that you have to use the exact Mantissa value. You have to use after all the digits after decimal in the proper way, whatever you have given, you have found in the Mantisa form. So in the first case, my Mantisa is 0.0913, decimal 0913. So you can see here decimal 09. So decimal 09, I will be highlighting this particular column. So you can see here I have highlighted the particular row which is corresponding to 0.09, right? So my Mantisa is 0.0913. Right, so I have highlighted the row for 0.09. Then again the third digit, we look at the first row, which is basically your 0.0913, right? So this 0.09 we have seen in the first column. Then for the third digit, this one, we look at the, again the same process, we look at the first row. So you will see this one, right? So your corresponding common value is 1233. 1233, right? And then again the fourth digit, we look at the mean difference. So this is my 3, so this 3, and you come here, which shows it is equal to 1. Is this clear? So again the same process, you will add this one at the last digit, in the last digit, right? So 3, this is basically 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we have found the value, the number from the Mantisa value, from the anti-log table. So we use the Mantisa exactly after decimal. Even if you have let's say 3 zeros, so you will use 3 zeros. If you see that the first value is 0.00, and suppose if you have 3 0, let's say 0.001. So the first two digits, this 00, and the third digit again you have 0. So this is equal to this, and 1 is your mean difference. So this is the way you, in this anti-log case, you have to use the exact number after decimal. You cannot ignore zeros after decimal. After decimal, whatever number will be there, you have to use the exact number, exact Mantisa value, right? So this is for this corresponding Mantisa value 0.0913. My number is 1234. Is this clear? How I found this 1234 number from this Mantisa value? Yeah. So here you can see here I have put this 1234. Right? Now the point is, the last point in this case, look at the number, the third step. Look at the number before decimal. Look at the number before decimal to determine the decimal place and find the final number. So which number you have to look? You have to look this log values. You have to look at the log values, and you have to look at the number before decimal. Right? So since this number is 3, so how many digits should be there before decimal? That should be 4. Because if you remember that in case of log, if my number is 4-digit number, so we are using characteristic as 3, right? So here my characteristic is 3. So I have to put the number should be my 4-digit number. So that is why we are putting the decimal after 4 digits. So my number is 1234. So I will be putting a decimal after 4 digit. So 1234.0. So this is basically your final number. Is this clear? Right? So how I found this number? By using my anti-log table. First I found the Mantisa, and then I look at the anti-log table, then I found the number, and then I determine the decimal number, decimal place basically, right? So now we look at the second example, which is my 2.0899. So here my Mantisa is 0.0899. So again we'll do the same process. We check the anti-log table for this Mantisa value. So basically 0.0899. 0.0899. Let me write it here first. 0.0899. So as you can see here, your first two digit is 008. So you will highlight this particular row corresponding to 08. Clear? Now the third digit is 9. So 9, you will determine the value for this. This is basically your corresponding value. So it is 1227. Clear? Now we look at the last digit, which is my mean difference. So again it is 9. So in this 9 case, my value is 3. So we'll add in the last digit. So it is 0321. So your number is 1230, right? You will write it as it is 1230, and then we'll check the decimal place. So if you just see here that in this particular case, your the number before decimal is 2. the number before decimal is 2. So your decimal will be after 3 place. Your decimal will be after 3 place. So you can see here my number is 1230. So it is equals to 123.0. Clear? So I'll now immediately directly come to this negative portion. So in the negative portion we found the Mantissa value by subtracting from its whatever value we found. So in this first case 0.09208, so we have subtracted it from 1. In the second case negative 1.9208, so we subtracted it from 2. In the third case negative 2.9208, so we subtracted it from 3 and we found the Mantissa value. So here you can see your Mantissa is basically in all the 3 cases 0.0792. So we first try to find the number for this particular Mantissa, 0.0792. So 0.0792. So your first 2 digits 0.07. So you can just look at this particular 07 row and then you 9. Your number is basically 1199. Correct, right? Since the size is here the small, you can download the file and then you can zoom it and then you can look at the values. And since my mean difference is 2, so you can look at 2 column for the corresponding 07 row. So it is equals to 1. So again you will add it in the last digit. So it is equals to 0, 0, 2 and 1. So here your number is 1200. Now the same process you need to determine the decimal place. So in case of negative log values, how do we find the decimal place, right? So if you just see here that my the value from anti-log table is 1200 and my log value is negative 0.9208, right? So we need to look at the number before decimal. So in this case my number before decimal is 0. So what we need to do in this case, we need to look how many zeros we need to put after decimal in the final number, right? I am repeating once again, how many zeros we have to put after decimal in the number, right? So in the first case, since my number before decimal is 0, so we need to put 0 zeros in the number after decimal. So you can see here your number is 1200. So what we can write it, what we have just determined is that we need to put 0 zeros after decimal. So this is my decimal and after decimal we do not need to put any 0. So your final number will be negative decimal 1200. So since after decimal there is no point of putting 0, so simply we can say 0.12. Is this clear? We again look at the next example. So since we know that since the Mantissa value is same in all the 3 cases, so we know that the value from anti-log table will be 1200. Correct? So now we only look at the decimal point, how to determine the zeros and how to put the decimal, right? So you can see here in the last second example my log value is negative 1.9208. So before decimal my number is 1. So we need to put 1 0 after decimal. We need to put 1 0 after decimal. So how your number looks like? Decimal and we need to put 1 0 after decimal. So 0 and your number is 1200. So which is equals to 0.12. Clear? Now the last example is negative 2.9208. So again my value from anti-log is 1200. Now since before decimal my number is 2. Before decimal my number is 2. So we need to put 2 zeros after decimal in the number. We need to put 2 zeros after decimal in the number. Correct? So how will you write? After decimal we need to put 2 zeros. So 2 zeros and my number is 1200. So it looks like your number will be 0.0012. So this is the way you have to find the log and anti-log values from the tables, right? Now I quickly look at the anti-log table. So in this case also you can see that in the first column all my values are in 0.01, 02, 03, 04. It comes to it in the first page it is equal to 0.49, right? 0.49, right? And in the second page if you look at, then it starts from 0.50 and it goes till 0.99. Right? So simply your values after decimal will be either start from 01 or the maximum will be 0.99. Then your third digit, those are given here. And your main difference or your fourth digit is basically here. So everything is same, you just need to remember that mean difference is always added in the last digits, right? So just keep these things in mind, and then you look at the tables for the mantissa values, and then you can find the log and anti-log values, right? So I have noted some examples here, and I would like to discuss these 4 examples as quickly as possible. So first example is my log 28. So log 28, since it is my positive number, it is greater than 1. So my in this case my characteristic will be, let me say log 28, since it is a 2-digit number. So my characteristic is, always your process will be like this. First you write the characteristic value by observing the number. So your number is 28, so it is 2-digit, so characteristic will be 1. Now we look at the mantissa, now we look at the log table for mantissa. So since my number is 28, right? So since my number is 28, so if you just look at the log table, so 28, so since these are the first two-digit number, so you will first look at the first column. So 28, so 28 basically this is your column, so 28, right? And since after 28 we don't have any digit, so we always look at this corresponding 0 value. It is equals to 4472, right? So this is basically your value of mantissa. Is this clear? So since after 28 we don't have any digits, so we use 2, 8 and 0 corresponding, and we don't have any 4 digits, so there is no point of looking at mean difference. So my mantissa is 0.4472. So I'll put it there, and my characteristic is basically characteristic is 1, and my mantissa is 0.4472. So simply your log value is equals to 1.447. Clear? Now let us take second example, which is my log. I have taken here a number which is less than 1. So 0.0049. Correct? Right? So the point is, first of all we look at the characteristic. So since it is less than 1, so always my characteristic will be negative, in negative form. Correct? Now the second point is, we need to look at the number of zeros after decimal. We need to look at the number of zeros after decimal. So as we discussed that in case of number less than 1, so we usually look at the number of zeros after decimal. So in this case we have 2 zeros after decimal, so my characteristic will be -3. We always add one number in the number of zeros, so my characteristic will always be -3. Now we need to find the value, mantissa value. So for mantissa we always look at the only number part, not the zeros part. So here my number is only 49. Correct? So my number is only 49. So we look at the log values for number 49, and you can see here your 49 is on the first page. So 49, and since we don't have any third digit, so my third digit we always take it for 0. So 49 and 0, so corresponding value is 6902. So your mantissa is 6902. So since it is my mantissa, so we always put a decimal. So decimal 6.6902. So here your mantissa is 0.6902. So your log value is negative. So now what we need to do, -3 plus 0.6902. So either you can write it as 3 bar 0.6902. So this is one way to write the log values, or the other way is that you need to subtract it from -3. So if you subtract it from -3, so your value will be -3.0000 and 6902, and here we'll put a 0. So this is we need to add. So ultimately, so it is equals to 8, then 9, then 0, then 5, then 2. It should be 3. So it is negative. Either you can write it in this form, or you can write it as -2.3098. So in these two ways you can write your log values for number less than 1. Correct? Is this clear? Yeah. So now we look at the anti-log examples. So your first example is 3.3010. So right, so we need to find the anti-log value of 3.3010. Right? So how do we find this one? So let us say 3.3010. So anti-log of 3.3010. So first thing is we need to determine the mantissa in case of antilog. So here my mantissa is basically, since my number is positive, so my mantissa is 3010, decimal 3010. So simply we first look at the antilog table. So 3010, so decimal 3010. So decimal 30, let me highlight the corresponding row for 0.30. This is your row, right? And now we look at the third digit, which is my 1. So in the 1 you can also look at the bottom area. So this is basically 1, so this is your 2000, right? And now since my number is 0.3010 and in mean difference we do, if the 4 digit is 0, so we always ignore it. So my number is 2000. So my number is 2000. Is this correct? Right? So here my number is 2000. Here my number is 2000. And now we need to find a decimal place. So since my number is before decimal, my number is 3. So my decimal place will be after 4 digits. So after 4 digit means after 2000. So my number is 2000. So the log value for 2000 is 3.3010. Correct? Clear? Okay. So now we look at the last example. In the last example, we are talking about antilog for a negative value. So antilog negative 1.1549. Negative 1.1549. Okay. So antilog negative 1.1549. Right. So first thing is we need to find the mantissa. So as I told you, how we can find the mantissa. So since my decimal, my negative value is -1. So we know that we have subtracted the mantissa from -2. So what we do, we subtract this particular value from 2. So if we subtract this particular value from 2, so what you will get is, so 1.1549. So what you will get is only 1, then 5, then 6. And then your 8. So 0.8651 is basically your mantissa value. So 0.8651. And now you need to look at the antilog table for this value. So 0.86. So this will be on my second page of the antilogarithm table, right? So basically 0.8651. So if you just look at the row for a 0.86, so let me highlight it. So this is basically your this row, right? 0.86. Then the third digit is 5. So the corresponding value is 7328, right? And now since we have the 4 digit also, which is my 8651. So my 4 digit is 1. So you need to look at the mean difference for 1 and the corresponding row. It is equal to 2. So you will add this 2 in the last digit. So it is equals to 0337. So basically your number is 7330. Clear? So your number is 7330. Okay, let us write it here and then we'll try to locate the decimal place. So 7330. Right. So now we again look at our number. You can say the log value, which is -1. So as I told you that in case of negative, you always look at the number before decimal. So since it is 1, so you always have to put 10 before after decimal. So here I put a decimal and then I put a 0 here, and then my number will continue. So here my number is 0.7330. 7330. So here the log value is equals to negative 1.154. So I hope how to find the log and antilog by looking at the tables is clear to you. I have solved a lot of examples. You can just take any random examples also, random values, and then you can try to find the log and antilog values. Okay, so what you can do, you can take a number, you try to find the log value, and then for the same log value, you try to find the number. So your number should be same as the initial number. Correct? Right? So this is the method for finding the log and antilog values by looking at the table. Okay, so I hope the concepts, the formulas or the process, the steps are clear to you. If you like the video, you can subscribe my channel also, and then you can share the video also with your friends. If you have any doubt or if you would like to comment on anything, you can write in the comment box. Thank you very much.